Oh, I thought you were leading. I thought you were leading. I thought you. When I asked you to lead the episode, that means like pop it off. Like, yeah.
I thought you wanted me to lead the discussion. It's y'all's podcast. I thought you were going to give the introduction and then be like,
I mean, I can. I just that's what I meant, though. Yeah. No,
okay.
I was like, it's really quiet.
It's like,
you get some stuff together or what?
It's like,
All right, you know what's funny? I think we just gonna roll with this. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mark My Words podcast. It's your boy, Mr. Mark My Words himself, Marcus. Jordan, as always. Well, except for that one time.
No, he was there.
You're right. As Marlon said, what's up to everybody?
Hello. What's up? What's good with you? Keep your head up out there always. You know, the sauce is forever. You know, respect the drip. You feel me?
Oh, okay. And then of course we're joined by the homie Jordan. Jordan, say what's up to the folks.
Hey, how's it going, people?
Yo, so today we're gonna be going back in time. We're gonna be talking about video games. I know we've already kind of gone into video games a little bit before. The homie Jordan's got a couple of questions. I'm gonna let him lead the discussion today, because I know he's got some really good video game knowledge, and we've got some pretty good memories to share that we've had back in the day, just growing up playing video games. So, Jordan, go ahead, pop us off with what you got for us today.
Well, let me put on my little video game professor cap here. Let me stand in front of the class, get ready to lecture a little bit, get my chalkboard out. So I guess just first to start off, each of us, how long have we been playing video games? Because we all still play video games now.
Right.
So for me, my earliest memory I can think of playing video games was probably when I was around like 5 or 6. So pretty young. So I've been playing video games like 21 years. Like my video game life can buy drinks now. You know, we've been at this for a minute.
Yeah.
And we still going strong. So what about you guys? How long have you guys been gamers?
Man, honestly, let's see.
Out the womb, baby.
Man, I was like,
it's like a gun. It's like
I came out with a controller in my hand. She's like, "What's up?"
No, your mama was like a Gundam. You just
we're like, plug me in. Where we at? Let's get it.
It's like Diva and her mech. Baby Marlon, like, let's go, mama. API.
I would say since I was about maybe 4, maybe 5. So about 20 years, 21 years. Maybe.
Nice.
So about around the same time, I guess.
Yeah. For me, I want to say, so it's funny because I have I'm a little brother, so I don't know exactly when I started playing because I had that classic just give him the controller unplugged.
See.
So I do have know when I actually started playing and when I was just sitting there looking stupid.
Now if we saying that, then I definitely had a controller in my hand about 2.
Right.
Because I had a baby picture of me with like a controller upside down in my head, looking at the camera like, "What's up?"
Look at me. Look at what I'm doing.
Yeah, I used to do that to my little brother if he listening. Hey.
But yeah, I definitely was young. I mean, I'd say it's probably around the same age. It might have been, like I said, because of little brother syndrome. Right. It might have been a little bit later.
Cam, you share with your brother? Yes, mama. Mark is like, I'm doing it, mama. I'm beating him up. He's like, he ain't doing nothing.
Man. Yeah. You doing something?
Okay. So for most of our lives, really.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Basically, from the point that we could start, remembering things. We've been playing games, so that's cool. We're all on that same page of
for sure.
We pretty deep in this game. So that kind of segues well into what about games makes you want to be a gamer? What do you love about games? Why are you still playing games now? 20 something years later. When it's what's kept you in this for such a long haul.
Can I answer that one first?
Yeah, go for it.
You got it.
Just because I know for a fact this answer. So for me, it's definitely been just because it's the best way for me to talk to like most of my friends. Like we just have like we all can hop in a Discord call or some kind of channel, whether that be Xbox Live Chat, PS4, like whatever system we've played on. It's just a way for us all to get together and like catch up with us being like growing up throughout the years and not being near each other. To just play locally. I've always been able to keep up with everybody, and that's been like my favorite thing about playing video games, because it literally doesn't matter what we play. It's always going to be a good time if we're all there.
Right.
And so like that's probably my biggest thing, other than just games being fun, of course. That's kept me going. But yeah, that's me.
Okay, Marlon, you got anything to add to that?
Repeat the question.
It's a good answer. Why do you still consider yourself a gamer after all this time? What do you enjoy about games? Why do you play games? Like it's kind of an open question. Marcus gave a really good answer that is basically what I would say is I still play games. A lot of people's like, you're an adult, grow up, whatever. I still play games because it's a really good way for me to connect with all these people that live all across the country that I don't get to see anymore. We went separate ways, but it could also be just like, what do you like about games? Why do you find video games fun?
I would agree with that. Yes, like 100%. Playing with your friends. Now back in the day, I said it like we like 40 years old, but as kids, you're back in my day. Back before Vietnam. I love you're sitting in the same room with the person, and you're doing like local, playing or whatever. And like you clicking the play 2-player, and you're sitting in the same room. But now how technology, you can be separate places. Because we're all three of us are in separate places. Like we're not in the same like city. Like
Marlon, you ruined the magic.
People don't know that still.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. April Fools.
Bleep that out.
We still get to play video games with each other and do all these other things. For me, why I still play video games, it's just one, I grew up playing video games, and it's just something about the certain game that you play. I mean, it could be multiplayer and you're playing with friends, it could be a single player, like a game that's really good. Like, I would take we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that later. But growing up playing certain video games, like it got me hooked. And it's like, especially if you're playing like, I don't know, like fighting games or superhero games or whatever. You're just like, ooh, I get to be Spider-Man. Ooh, I'm excited. Like it just makes you want to. It gets you excited, especially for like a certain game you play. I know as a kid. But yeah, I don't know. It just, and also, if you're just chilling at home and you're like, I don't feel like watching TV. I don't feel like really going nowhere. I'm gonna kill like an hour and a half and play some video games. Like it's just like, just something fun to do. Like it's like you're going on an adventure. Basically, it depends on what game you play. Because each game I don't want to say each game, but like a lot of games have a story mode and a multiplayer, or it just has the story mode. So you go on these adventures with these characters, and you're like, oh, that's cool. Like, ooh, it's like a certain action scene or a certain things that you witness. You're just like, I really enjoyed that. So like I said, especially as a kid, because it kids' attention spans are like all over the place. So like it captured it got me like paying attention to it, or my attention. And I'm like, I love this. I love playing video games. So
yeah,
right, for sure. All good answers, all stuff that I too agree with. Definitely the number one reason why I still play games is to keep in touch with people. That's also why I try. I haven't always succeeded, especially recently since I started playing WoW again, but I try to mostly play multiplayer games. Because I try to, if I'm at my desk playing a game, I try to make it be a social interaction with another person, not just me like sinking hours into something. I say that, and once I started playing WoW again, I've sunk like 12 trillion hours of just by myself, not talking to anybody, lights off, stuck to the chair, can't get out.
Open the blinds, like,
it burns. But yeah, good stuff. So for you guys, I'm curious, we all kind of grew up in the same same era of stuff, but I'm curious if we might have the same answers or different answers. What is your first major memory of playing a video game? Like what console, or maybe a particular game, or maybe watching, watching your older brother play a game. What does that look like for you? What is your first big video game memory that you have?
Ooh, you want me to go?
Yeah, go for it, man. I started one, Mark started one, you start.
So I remember as a kid, I don't know how old I was. Like I said, I might have been around 4 or 5, like when we first started. But I remember me and my dad, sitting in the living room, and my mom might have been there too. But I'm the oldest out of my brother and sister. They weren't even born yet. But dang, that was the life. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I love them. So sitting in the living room playing Tomb Raider on PlayStation, on the PlayStation. I almost said PlayStation 1, which is the same thing, but on the PlayStation, the OG, the gray box. You click the thing and the lid come up, and then all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my first memory playing that game, Tomb Raider, on the PlayStation. And I just remember I was like, this is so fun. And like, obviously the graphics weren't that good. Now that I go back and look, I'm like, okay, obviously, because
it's all relative.
Yeah, right. I was like,
back in the day, you were like, dang.
Exactly. You like, oh my god, look at this, it's so great. She looks so real. Dang, she looks so real.
Did you see that meme someone posted when Tesla put out their new van truck or whatever it was, where it looks like a triangle kind of?
Yep.
And someone made a meme with the old Tomb Raider game where she got like the triangle boobs, and it was just like
that's funny.
It was funny.
But yeah, so like the PlayStation 1, that's the first console I played, and I loved it as a kid, obviously, because I'm like, even then I didn't play video games that much. I know Tomb Raider for sure I played, but yeah, PlayStation 1 for me.
Okay.
Nice. I'm trying to think, and I actually just I just texted my mom because I can't remember who got us the system. But I remember
shout out to mom.
Unwrapping, and shout out to moms always.
Shout out to moms.
Always shout out to moms.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I just remember opening up and seeing the box for the first time of my Nintendo 64.
Ooh, yes.
And it's definitely not probably one of my first memories. It's just one of the only ones that like really sticks out to me that I remember.
Right, that
like,
you kept, yeah.
It was the first console that I considered like my own, even though that wasn't true. But I felt like, oh wow, like this N64 is mine. Like I own this. Like this is awesome.
So keep your filthy hands off of it.
Right, and one of the first games I ever played was Diddy Kong Racing, which is still the best racing games, and I will argue all day with you for that generation of consoles. Like it was so good, and it still kind of holds up pretty good today as well. Although even though it's been a lot of years, but yeah, Diddy Kong Racing, just playing that. And now I know I did watch my brother play that game a lot, trying to beat like the boss races and stuff. But I actually did get to play that game as well, because we had a bunch of like really dope races in that one, and that's always been like a really fond memory for me. Yeah.
You know what's funny? Even though, like I said, my first one was PlayStation 1, I feel like I went backwards. Like all the older consoles I played after PlayStation 1, like Nintendo 64 is I think I played that the most. Like especially like as a kid after, like I said, after the PlayStation 1.
Mm.
And then what was the other one? Genesis? No.
Sega Genesis.
Sega Genesis. I think that was the console. The one with the gray with the purple. You have to like slide it.
That's the Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo. Okay, I couldn't think of it. I couldn't think of the name. Yeah, then I remember playing that. Yeah, and I remember playing that. But yeah, it's Nintendo 64 for sure is a good one. I haven't played, but my bad. You go, Jordan.
No, you all good, man. That's what we talked about. I remember finding Diddy Kong Racing like a year or two ago at Kat's parents' house over Christmas, and Marcus was like freaking out because I posted it on Facebook. He was like, "That's the game, man."
It's so good.
It is
good.
Yeah. Because
oh, good.
Oh no, you got. I go after you get done.
I think for me, my earliest video game memories were at Grandpa's house. Granny had a Super Nintendo, and she would play the crap out of some Tetris Attack, which is a pretty awesome puzzle game. So she would play that all the time, but we would play, Super Mario Kart. That was like the game changer. I remember my cousins, they had some games that, like, there was like I think Star Wars Return of the Jedi game or something.
Okay.
They would play those, pretty dope. What makes me laugh thinking back on playing Super Mario Kart is I used to make fun of my sister because she would be holding the Super Nintendo controller and she'd be like tilting to one side or the other,
because
when she's making corners. And
oh my gosh,
it helped.
Like it doesn't help. It's a D-pad.
You can't tell me it doesn't help.
It doesn't. It does.
Have motion controls all the way back there.
But now we have motion controls, and so it actually helps.
That's why they invented motion controls, because people were already doing it anyway.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, so I think that's probably one of my big earliest memories. Either that or my other grandma she got a Sega Genesis at a yard sale for us, and.
Ooh. Clutch.
I remember playing that all the time. All the old school Sonic 2 with Tails.
Ooh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's a good one.
Played that X-Men with Spider-Man game that I let you borrow, Marcus.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how the crap to get anywhere in that game, because that game was tough.
That game was way harder than it should have been.
Freaking Aladdin on the Genesis was awesome and tough.
Yeah. I think that was the better version too, because I think they made an Aladdin on the
Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I don't think it was as good.
I think Aladdin was better on the Genesis, and then Lion King was better on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
But yeah, I had a TMNT fighting game. My aunt and I used to play Ninja Turtles, fight against each other. Like the Genesis is still one of my favorite systems.
Great system, yeah.
Shout out to my grandma at the yard sale.
Shout out to the grandmas, bro.
Shout out to the grandmas.
Jordan, okay, speaking of Genesis, do you remember a game called Altered Beast?
I don't remember playing it, but I'm very familiar with it because that was one of the really big early Genesis games.
Yeah, that was one of the games. I feel like we may have gotten that from our cousin, but like I remember like finding that game like later on in life. First of all, super hard game. But it was really cool because you had like different power-ups, and they would like turn into like different beasts based on the level.
Right.
Help you pass it, and it was like that was one of my favorite games that I like playing.
Awesome.
That and like freaking Streets of Rage.
That's a good one.
Golden Axe. That was an arcade game. I think both of those were.
Yeah. Well, so that's the thing. Well, one real quick is funny. I googled Altered Beast just to pull up some screenshots to see if I recognized it, and people also search for Streets of Rage and Golden Axe. So
yeah,
it's funny. But yeah, so that was the thing. So Sega was an arcade company, and that was like the whole thing with arcades were the big thing for a long time with Pac-Man and all these other games, and then they started figuring out with like Atari that we can start bringing these things into the home so everybody can have their own little system to play arcade games on. And so that's where a lot of the big early video game companies kind of had a foot in the door, was because they were used to making arcade games.
Nice. I never knew that.
But so you might have played it somewhere like as an arcade cabinet at some point.
I definitely know I played Golden Axe in an arcade before. I don't know about Streets of Rage. It's definitely possible though. But yeah.
But yeah. So cool stuff. All cool stuff. Do you remember playing this real quick sidetrack on arcades? Do you remember playing the Simpsons game at the arcade?
Dude, yeah, it's one of the best 4 players. So yeah,
right. That game was pretty clutch.
That game
in like TMNT.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
that the TMNT, bro. Every time I went to Chuck E. Cheese,
yes.
Bro, yes.
I would go over there and about almost try not to spend all my coins at the game.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I don't know, and then they took it out. I'm like, oh my gosh, come on now, you got to keep it there. It's a classic.
For sure.
Man.
Okay, so we've talked about kind of our first memories as gamers with consoles or with games or whatever. But now that we've all been playing games for 20-ish years now, what is your favorite console to play if you had to pick one? And you can say PC too. That's we're all
Okay. Yeah.
PC players, so that's a perfectly valid choice. If you want to say two, if you want to do one if you want to say PC, and then also if I had to pick a console, whatever you want to do. But just what kind of what's your favorite? What's your feel? What's your like? Tell me a little about yourself.
This is
man. It's so many consoles out.
Man, this is tough, dude. You're hurting me with this.
So I'm gonna go with growing up, or stages in my life. So at the beginning, like let's say from ages 5 to maybe like 9, maybe or 10. I'd say 5 to 10. Nintendo 64 was my favorite one.
Okay.
Just because I had
Everything.
First off, my favorite game on the Nintendo 64 was Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, great choice.
Either that or Mario Kart 64.
Yeah,
like it just had so many classic games on there.
Right.
They need to just make a remake of Donkey Kong 64. Just something. I need something. But I remember. But that's my favorite console, and I remember playing Donkey Kong 64. And my cousins are older than me, by like 10 years, 9, around there, 8, 9, 10 years. But I remember they were like hanging outside with their friends or whatever. I'm playing Donkey Kong 64, and they got stuck on this like one part. They tried to figure something out, and I'm a kid, obviously, so I'm like sitting there like, I'm just doing stuff, and I'm like, what if I could do this? Because you have to you have to unlock this like what's the orangutan? You have to unlock him from the cage or something, but you have to click a button. But we couldn't find the button, so they're outside talking to their friends, whatever teenagers do outside. And I'm sitting in the house, and this is like this air vent thing you got to climb up. So I climb up it, and I see the square button with his face on it, and I jump on it, and he gets unlocked. And I remember dropping the controller and running outside, like full speed, like I figured it out. I got it. So we all run back to the house, and it was like, how you do that? And I remember he explained it, and it was like, And I was just sitting there like, yeah, I did that. Yeah. None of y'all did that. I did that.
Right. You guys are garbage.
Yeah. But there's before I just had so many classic games. And they kind of like in my teenage years was the PlayStation 3.
Okay.
Because that's what I had. I mean, that's the most time I played, and that's the first time I played Modern Warfare 2. Actually, that's really when I started playing online in general, because I had no idea about really. Obviously, I knew about the internet online and stuff, but like not like, I guess, my gaming console. I didn't know, because I was talking to some of my best friends, and they were like, "Oh, you got Modern Warfare 2?" I said, "Yeah." And I think it was spring break. I was in my grandma's house or something. He was like, you can play with each other. I said, what are you talking about? He was like, you didn't know? He said, no. And he was like, yeah, just do this. Make an account, blah, blah, blah. So I made an account and started playing Modern Warfare 2 with him. And that, my friends, is where I spent countless hours in my life especially in high school, playing video games. Doing homework, what's that? So, and literally, in like, if y'all know my gamer tag, whatever, that's where my gamer tag came from. My friend actually made it because his name was like Freddy 501, and then I ended up just making mine Marlon 501, and that happened years ago.
The origins of Marlon 501.
Man, so but I use that. I use the name all the time. What were you just say?
That's going to be the title for this episode: a secret origin story of Marlon 501.
So, like I said, Teenage Year, because that's what we had. One, I didn't have to pay for online because a lot of my friends also play Xbox. So it's like, okay. And then they was, Xbox better than PlayStation. I'm like, y'all gotta pay, bro. I ain't gotta pay for that. It's kind of crazy how the ties turn, like, because everybody was like, oh, PlayStation suck, y'all, blah 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. At least I ain't gotta pay.
Facts, though.
I was like, all I gotta do is pay for a video game. You gotta pay for a video game and to be online. Oh, I don't pay. My mom will pay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. But yeah. So in Nintendo 64 to PlayStation 3. And now I play my PC, but also have an Xbox One. So I not toss up, but I kind of go between those times. So, but that's the three I play now. But now everybody is like, PlayStation 4 is so good. It's better than Xbox. And it's like, what happened like a couple years for you, a few years ago? But y'all fake, bro. I was like, y'all just really out here. The only reason I got Xbox because a lot of my friends played it. Right. So I was like, might as well get it. Like, why not? Oh, Xbox better than blah blah. What did I say?
I was gonna say, I've been here since before DualShock, man. I've been rocking Sony since day one.
Man, I was a big advocate for Sony, but then I was like, I really don't care anymore. I just get Xbox because my friends got it. A lot of my other friends got it, but yeah,
it'd be that way.
So the Nintendo 64 as a kid, teenage years to PlayStation 3 because that's kind of what I had.
Right.
And then now it's my PC, Xbox kind of mix. I feel like my PC more than my Xbox, but so yeah, but yeah, that's where I'm at. But in all in the whole scheme of thing, your question, Nintendo 64 is my favorite one.
Nice. I think growing up, I played the crap out of that Genesis, man. I love that. I still have that thing in my living room, and I have a second one because I think my mom got one at a yard sale to replace the one that my grandma got us because the power button was like all fit. It wouldn't work. I have a very strong memory as a kid of having to press down the power button and then wedge a toothpick in there so the button wouldn't stay pressed in. So I'd be playing Sega with the toothpick sticking out of it just to keep the power button pressed down. Yeah, so somehow we got two. So I got one in my living room. I let Marcus borrow one for a while, and I just got it back from him. So I got two Genesis. Like, I'm on the Sega train. It was just so much fun as a kid playing all those games for the first time. I love Super Nintendo as well. Since that point, I had all the Nintendo systems too. So like I'm down. I'm not real big on the whole like, oh, this one's better than the other. It's like I like them all.
Right.
Like, is that okay?
Right.
Yeah.
But I think the first console I got that was like you were saying, Marcus, was like mine.
Yeah.
Was my Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
Which I loved playing. I loved Sonic Adventure. Crazy Taxi, dude. That was just like that was my jam game.
Taxi, dude.
It was a great system. I feel like it was a little bit ahead of its time or a little bit out of place.
You're right.
We'll have to do a podcast sometime about just like the evolution of video games.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But like I love that system, but like I don't have memories like playing with people because was, like you could only play like 2 people, and there wasn't that many games that you would play with other people. Yeah. Whereas like my GameCube, which is probably I think the GameCube might be my favorite console of all time.
I know. I'm thinking it over right now.
It's just like countless games.
It was definitely good. I never. Well, I won't say I never played it. Obviously, I played GameCube. I didn't own one, so obviously, I had a limited time of playing.
Right.
Yeah.
I just had my Facebook memories come up from when I was like talking about like, oh, I miss playing these GameCube games, and these were my favorite games. And then, oh, Kat found all of my old GameCube games, and oh, I'm gonna get a GameCube off of eBay, because that's what I ended up doing. I had one as a kid, and it got lost in the void somewhere, which makes me really sad. Same thing to my N64. I still think someone stole my N64, but
I wouldn't doubt it, bro.
That's a different day.
People are childish out here, bro.
The important part is I found a cheap GameCube on eBay and bought it, so now I got my GameCube in my living room.
Hey, there you go.
No, if y'all out here stealing N64s, don't worry about it.
We good.
No, because we coming. Yo, ISIS killed my boy Biggie.
We're gonna send the Goon Squad after you.
ISIS killed Biggie. I'm from New York. If you come here,
go ahead and get your affairs in order. All right,
Man.
We coming for you.
If y'all from New York, I'm sorry. I'm just playing big accent. Like, I know that's not how you don't sound right. I'm sorry.
Anyways, but yeah, there's man, GameCube, dude. So many titles that are staples of the Nintendo empire right now that branched off of GameCube. Animal Crossing, Pikmin. I Double Dash is still my favorite Mario Kart game.
Oh, because it's the best one.
Exactly. You're correct, sir.
Marcus loves Double Dash. I learned that real early.
I don't know why anyone wouldn't like it the best. It's the best. But it's just the idea of having two drivers in all the carts. So all the kids like us that were like, man, I just want to throw some items. I don't want to be worrying about this driving part. You just hand someone else the controller and let them drive, and you just throw the items. It was perfect. But that was also back when driving wasn't quite as I don't know, interactive, maybe, I guess. I feel like now you have to manage your drifting and manage your tricks and all this stuff so much that driving is a little bit more exciting now than it used to be in Mario Kart.
Yeah, you definitely have that trick option, which is dope. Yeah,
because like in like I said, I played a lot of Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, and literally you just drive around. Like, yeah,
you can like jump, and that was like pretty much it.
Well, you had to get an item to jump.
Oh, you couldn't just do the regular hop?
I think you had like a little bitty, like tiny hop.
Right, yeah, that's what I was just saying, like a little hop, yeah.
But yeah, so like, I'm sure there's some competitive Super Mario Kart people that are like, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm sure there's
those are who's tuning in right now.
That's right. That's our audience base right here. Is Mario Kart players. But yeah, I just felt like it was, there's a lot more options now of when you're driving and things to do. So yeah, I think GameCube probably takes it for all time. I play mostly PC now. Play my Switch. Kind of fell off playing my Switch for a bit, and then Pokemon came out, and it's like, bro, I haven't played a new Pokemon game seriously since like Pokemon Ruby. So it's like I'm really enjoying that. And I mean, Pokemon Ruby was like, what is this, 2002? So it's been 17 years since I played a Pokemon game seriously hardcore. A new Pokemon, because I go back and play,
the older ones,
the older ones again. But since I've played a brand new Pokemon game seriously, so I'm enjoying it. What about you, Marcus? What you got?
Oh man, so I listen to both of y'all talk. It's been hard to like try to.
I've been trying to stall for you.
Man, I know, and I appreciate the time. I just don't think it was enough. Honestly, I think, like you said, man, I think GameCube's got to take it for all time. Like, it's got just some of my favorite games, like Double Dash, like freaking Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Bro, Melee, dude.
Like, Beautiful Joe. I don't know if you remember Beautiful Joe.
I remember it. I never played it, but I remember it being a real big thing.
Yeah, just like a side scroller, like fighter, like a 3D on a 2D plane fighter, which was really dope. Super Mario Strikers, I really enjoyed that game.
I played so much of that in Target on the little demo
Yeah.
consoles because I never owned it, but I played the crap out of it on that.
Kirby Air Ride.
Air Ride, man. Street V3 with the
Right.
playable Mario, Luigi, and Peach.
Like, it's just so many. But then I got to go back and I think about Dreamcast, because Dreamcast was like a really cool system. I think that was like an unexpected system that we got for like a Christmas or something.
Right.
Like, we did not see it coming. And so it was just like, oh wow, like this is a gaming console. Like, this is awesome. And it had like, I remember playing Sonic Adventure on that game, and that game being one of my favorite games like of all time. As horrible as it is now and how buggy it is, I still love that game.
No.
Which one?
Yeah.
What did you say? Sonic Adventures.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm right there with you, man.
Like, it's definitely a nostalgia thing because that is not a great game. Like, it's just it has way too many problems. Sonic Adventure 2 got some more stuff right. But it still struggled as well.
Yeah, I definitely felt that when I did my Summer of Sonic a couple summers ago, where I went through like all the games, and it was just like, there's so many things. You're like, I'm so thankful for this game because this is where later things came from. Like there was a level where you were snowboarding, and it was like, this is terrible. But everybody's favorite level in Adventure 2, rolling around at the speed of sound.
Yeah.
Grinding down City Escape. It's like that's because they did boarding in the first, like that set up boarding as being, oh, this is a thing we can do for a level.
Again. Yeah.
So yeah, I feel you.
So like, and then a couple of fighting games like Soul Calibur, Marvel versus Capcom came from that system that I first played it on. Like, I to this day I still love fighting games. Like, that's just one of my favorite genres of games. Which I hope that's not a future question because I already answered it if it is. Too late. But I think I think I have to give it to GameCube. Like, I mean, if we're picking two, then yes, my PC. Like, I love my PC because a lot of games that I would play on console, I can now play on here, like from different consoles.
Right.
So like, it's nice.
I think that's the biggest. I think that's the biggest draw for me for PC is it's almost like console agnostic. Like, you don't have to care if it's PlayStation, Xbox. Like, most of those games you can all get on your PC for the most part. And then you can emulate things. Like, I haven't played it in a long time, but I have an emulator for N64, so I can pull up Diddy Kong Racing on my computer and plug in my Xbox.
Allegedly, I'm gonna need that.
Allegedly, if we, I don't know.
If that does exist.
Yeah, I don't remember if emulation is allowed or not.
Yeah, allegedly, I'm gonna need that. Apparently,
I'm gonna need that download link.
Allegedly.
Link in the description. Hit the like, thumbs up button, comment, subscribe, turn on notification bells.
Oh goodness.
But yeah, I think GameCube for me has to be it. My first game that I got with the GameCube, although I wanted Melee, Super Smash Bros. Melee, was actually Mario Party 7.
Dude, that's
and
the best
it's one of my favorite Mario parties.
Yeah, for sure.
So I appreciate my GameCube a lot.
I remember getting Mario Party, a couple of them for Christmas every year in a row. It was like that would be the Christmas game. It's there's the new Mario Party for GameCube because there was like 4, I think. That were all on the GameCube. Yeah,
it's like 4, 5, 6, and 7 were all on GameCube.
Yeah, I think so. One of them had the mic.
Yeah, that was 7.
Plug
7.
I'm pretty sure actually on that Facebook post you commented about I'll take Mario Party. I was like, do you want the mic or because it's at my mom's house? You're like, no, I'll get one on eBay.
Right.
Yeah, best Mario Party. Cool. Good stuff. Man, I need to go back and play Pikmin again because I did like 2 years ago. I replayed it. I just love that game. It's so peaceful, so puzzly. All right. Well, we've talked about some of our early memories. We talked about some of our favorite consoles. Kind of, I guess, to start wrapping things up.
Yep.
What is it? What is one? Pick one. We'll keep it brief.
Okay.
We can always come back and do more episodes.
For sure.
But what is one big video game memory that stands out to you? If you think about if someone asked you to like tell a video game story or something, kind of like you were saying earlier, Marlon, about figuring out on Donkey Kong 64, how to get past this one part. You're like, I did it! Everybody was freaking out and having a good time. I think that's one of the things I love about video games is that sense of fulfillment when you figure something out. Because a lot of video games have a puzzle to them.
Yeah.
Or at least a lot of the ones we were growing up when there wasn't as much big MMO kind of games, where it wasn't as much like first-person shooter, online competitive like Modern Warfare 2 or stuff.
Right.
I feel like a lot of those games in our early teen range, it was like Zelda games, where it was like you have to figure out this puzzle of how to get through, and you couldn't just Google it real quick. But yeah, so like what? So I'll start off. One of the big video game memories that I have that I enjoyed was with Marcus, you and me. We would get SmackDown versus Raw on PS2,
dude.
and we'd be making some tag teams, and it was just great because the custom character creation was pretty awesome. And I think we did it like 2 or 3 games in a row. I think it was 2 or 3 different SmackDown versus Raws coming out. Where we'd get on there, we'd make some tag team, and we'd have some sort of theme to it. So like one time we were like these kind of like ninja guys.
Yep, I was like, that's the one I remember the most.
Yeah, this other time we were, I don't know, we were something else. But it was like just taking that time to sit down and figure out, okay, this is going to be my signature move. This is going to be my opening theme. When I come out, this is what the music that's going to play. This is how we're going to combo with each other, like do a tag team move, hit them with the, was it the Dudley brothers? They had like, I don't know what they called it. One guy went for like a clothesline, and the other one went for a low knee sweep. I don't know if they called it like.
Oh man, I know the move.
Or something mustard. I don't know. I'm duck sauce. Like I don't know. I'm just throwing out.
That's funny.
With the old honey mustard.
Right.
Yum sauce.
But yeah, I remember a lot of hours spent into making those custom characters, going through making little tournaments or whatever, and playing that game. PS2, just PS2 memories with you a lot actually, because
we played a lot of PS2.
Play a lot of SmackDown versus Raw. We played a lot of Budokai Tenkaichi 2. We played a lot of like Street v3, football.
Oh yeah, football. NFL Street.
We did a lot of that. But yeah, I think 3D. That's what they called it. I don't think that's the move I was thinking of though. Was it? I don't know.
No, the 3D is when they throw one of them grabs the legs, and the other one goes for like he grabs his head and they come down.
So maybe that was what I was trying to think of. I don't know, but yeah, so that's me. I think is all those PS2 games we would play. You and me play back in the day.
Well, yeah, I mean to keep mine short, because mine would definitely have to be us trying to beat freaking Tenkaichi 2 in one night at your freaking cousin's house, staying up for like 18 hours. Living off of Hot Pockets.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Bro, Tapion was your boy, dude. You were just going in.
Oh man, I love Tapion. Like, I thought he was the coolest character. And like, yeah, that would definitely have to be like one of my favorite video game moments. Like, I just remember like, because I don't even know if we actually succeeded or not. I don't remember. If we actually did.
I'm just gonna say we did.
I just want to say we did because of how much time.
Believe. Right.
Yeah.
I don't even know why we were trying to finish it either.
Me neither. There was really no need for it.
It's probably just because like you would come down with me to Grandpa's and we only were going to be there for like a day or two, and we were like, well, we might as well, play as much as we can or something. But it's funny because that's really like, I never really watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z. Like most of my knowledge of the storyline and stuff is from that game specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, and like we literally like took shifts, like sleeping, waking up, and playing the game.
Yep.
Like trying to get all the stuff unlocked. It was so intense.
Because I feel like with some of it, you had to beat it in a certain way. Like you couldn't just beat the level. Like you had to do it well enough. Like you had to have enough health left, or you had to like I don't
Yeah,
know,
certain time limit,
whatever,
stuff like that.
whatever kind of things there were.
Yeah.
What about you, Marlon?
Yeah, it's definitely me.
Look, I have my fair share of trying to beat Budokai Tenkaichi. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the one.
Okay.
The one where it's like a board game. Which one?
No,
was that?
that's Budokai
Budokai.
2.
Yeah.
Budokai 2. Yes, not Tenkaichi. Budokai 2.
Yeah.
Listen, I feel like I mentioned this already in the podcast about me trying to beat that freaking game. Or I know Marcus know, and I think Jordan know, but I literally stayed up. This is not mine. I'm sorry, but I had to mention this. I literally stayed up trying to beat that game because I didn't have a memory card. My PS2.
Oh, yeah.
And I got so far in the day, and I couldn't beat Super Boo. I was livid.
I hate
Okay,
Super Boo, bro.
I was mad. I couldn't beat him, and I tried so hard. I'm a kid. I'm so mad. I'm crying right now. Not right now, but I was crying at the time. Then I was like, I'm so mad I can't beat him. Why can't I beat him? Then I lose and I gotta start the whole thing over. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I left it on. I go back, right? I go back the next morning. Somehow it cut off. I don't know who cut it off. Somebody cut it off. So I had to do everything over again. I was mad. But a memory that I have is kind of similar to you and Marcus's, but it's not the same game. But me and my cousin Chris, he would come down. He lived down the street at the time. He would come to my house, and we played what was it? Resident Evil 5.
Oh,
We literally stayed up all night beating that game. Once again, like you said, why did we do it? We don't know. I don't know why we did it. He lived down the street. It's not like he was over there for like 1 or 2 days. We did it
because
we did it because we could. We was just playing. It was like, and that's not the first time we did it. I mean, have done that, but even like, because when I say, I mean, I was in high school. No, I was in middle school. My bad. When we did this, like 6th, 7th grade, I believe, and but before that, I remember being at his house, like even younger, like when we were kids. I was maybe in elementary, and we were playing video games, and then we literally had something to do. Like his mentor was picking us up to go hike Pinnacle Mountain and take us out to eat. Literally, we stayed up. His mom would not let us go to sleep because she was like, "Nah, y'all should have went to sleep. We all was supposed to. Now y'all been waiting for him to come pick y'all up. You're not going to sleep now." So she literally sat in the chair and she would splash water on us. I was like, "Can you stop?" Like not actually splash, but like get her finger and like.
Yeah,
like it was like, "Can you stop, please? Like I am tired." He was like, "Y'all should went to sleep." I was like, we was playing the game.
That is hilarious.
But Resident Evil 5, we literally stayed up all night beating that game. And to this day, I still love the game. Like sometimes I re-download it. I bought it for like, I don't know, $15, $20 or something like that on Xbox. And sometimes I go back, I re-download it. I was like, oh, I want to play this again. But yeah, that's one of the games. Well, that's a good memory that I have. I mean, I have many memories, but that memory for sure. I'm like, yeah, we stayed up all night. Like I said, don't know why, but we did just play the game.
That's hilarious.
Nice.
But yeah.
Well, cool guys. Thanks for hanging out and walking down memory lane a little bit with me.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I'm sure we'll have to do it again sometime. Either I do want to do an episode sometime where we just talk about the evolution of consoles and
it'd be easy.
why we think certain consoles succeeded or didn't. Wii U. And
what are you talking about?
What we think?
What are you talking about?
What we think, like we would like to see on the horizon, like going forward, all that kind of stuff. And I mean, I'd always be down to do more episodes just about video games in general or memories and all that kind of stuff. Whatever. I'm always down to chat. But
that's why we have you on.
Yeah, but I think I heard the timer going off. We should probably wrap it up so our good folks can move on with the rest of their day. But thanks so much for tuning in.
No, we're gonna be here all day. Get your
Guys,
popcorn, your water.
right. Hey, stay hydrated out there, folks.
But no, but you got to join.
But yeah, it's you guys' show. So close us out. Thank the folks. Remind them of the merch, all that good stuff. You know the drill.
Well, guys, thank you for listening. Don't forget, we do have merch. New merch alert.
Merch alert.
There is a surprise. If it's not already there, it will be coming out. Just keep a lookout. We probably make a post or something. I don't know.
You never know when it's gonna drop. So if you're listening right now, just go ahead and check out the merch and see if it's there.
Because you never know unless you know.
Sometimes we slip stuff in there without making a big deal about it, just to see if you guys are checking it out.
See if y'all paying attention. You know the best way to actually keep in touch with that.
What would that be,
Follow
Marcus?
us on the Facebook page.
All right.
We have a Facebook page?
We made a whole Facebook page just for the Mark My Words peeps to come and interact with each other. Let us know how y'all feeling about the podcast. Keep us up to date with what y'all talking about. Stay in the conversation.
Yeah.
And we've been getting comments. We've been reading them. We've been responding. Yeah. It's good. I like that we have that platform to interact with our viewership.
Yeah, I love it. We got some really loyal listeners, and I appreciate them staying in touch with us and letting us know how they feel. Like we're here for you.
Right. You let us know. Like, we for the people, by the people,
Boo boo.
Hey, if you follow, you may or may not get some AirPods. I'm lying. I'm gonna stop.
Don't do this. Don't promise these people
anything. Hey, I didn't promise nothing. I said may or may not. It's their choice if they want to follow. They taking a chance.
Go ahead and make sure you like the Facebook page. Stay in tune for updates. With the holiday season rolling around, we may or may not be throwing out some promos for free shipping on the merch.
Ooh, free shipping.
That's only coming on the Facebook page.
You'll just have to stay tuned to the Facebook page. Yeah. So look out for the announcements.
Yep. But shout out to new listeners and old listeners. You always appreciate it. Tell your friends, share us, come around, shout out to everybody that's, sharing this and our content and all that good stuff. But yeah, just keep supporting like you've been doing. We really appreciate it.
Yep.
Tell your friends about us. They're not funny. But like, yes, they are.
Hey,
I want you. And if you talk if you're a girl, you talk like this. Like, they're not funny, but like, yes, they are funny. I want your voice to get that deep. They funny. Okay,
I'm just saying.
They funny
because we funny.
Because we funny. So, yeah. If there's not anything else, Marcus, you got something?
Man, nah, man. I think that about wraps it up. I'm Marlon. That's Marcus. That's Jordan.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
See ya.
All right, peace, y'all.
Episode, folks.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Oh my gosh.
I can't hit the button.
No. Help.
Oh my gosh. The lid.
I'm trying to, guys.